Good morning, T-Wolves! Mr. Quentin here with the lesson of the day. Don't eat yellow snow. No, that's not the real lesson of the day, folks. So here's what we are doing. Just going over what we talked about in class, or what we will talk about in class, given that it's the morning, and an explanation of these lovely assignments you see here before you. So, what we're talking about: urbanization, vocabulary alert, urbanization, the process of making an area more urban. And as we all know, urban means city, much like our urban center is Houston. So, what I'd like for you to do is take a look at our warm up. Before you do anything else, jump into the warm up, and you will be able to see that your task is to read the definition of vocabulary alert, urbanization, and answer the questions about the cartoons in your own words. You may use as many complete and complex sentences as you like. There is a guiding question that you need to think about as you read and answer. Are there any positives to urbanization? So let's take a look. You've got some cartoons here. So and as you can see, again, urbanization, the process of making an area more urban. He saw nature being destroyed by urbanization. What is going on in the picture? What message is the artist trying to convey about urbanization? Well, it certainly appears to me that urbanization is destroying the environment. That's pretty obvious. And you're just going to take a look at all these other cartoons and answer the same question. You might notice a theme about urbanization in these cartoons, which is why I want you to think about, are there any positives to urbanization? Once you've done that, then you can come back into your Friday folder and you can take a look at the urbanization and population activity, where it says, please read the passage and answer the questions under the rural and urban chart. Also, answer the questions next to the pictures. Using complete and complex sentences, describe at least 3 things wrong with each picture. If you are in a pre-AP or GT class your extension is to answer the following prompt. Is it possible to undo urbanization? Why or why not? If so, how would you do it? If not, would you try anyway? So, if we take a look at that, here we go, folks. It's a little bit here about urbanization and population that talks about, again, how urbanization is the process by which cities are created, that there are things that force urbanization in ways that might not have otherwise been available. For example, the Industrial Revolution is one of those things that we had that took over the world that increased the process by which we could have urbanization. It gave us new technologies, new ways to use materials that helped us build more and more things, that helped bring a lot of what people would call, air quotes, progress to areas that otherwise would not have had them. And some might argue did not need them. And so your job is to read through this to talk about what might be a good thing about urbanization. Think about all of the things that we have access to, all of the clean water that we have, all of the garbage services that we have, all of the sewer services that we have, and utilities that we enjoy. Think about the transportation systems. There are really good things about urbanization, the ways that cities can build parks, and as I talked about yesterday, have things like museum districts and zoos. All of these things that we find to be fun and unique and entertaining and add enjoyment to our lives in an urban or suburban landscape that might not be as readily available in some suburban landscapes and definitely in rural landscapes, could be looked at as benefits of urbanization. But much like anything that has two facets. There are problems with urbanization too. Traffic, overcrowding, pollution, failure of services to be implemented, or sometimes when services break down. And so you are going to be looking at this rural and urban chart here, where you can see again, few people spread out, low population density. Urban, tightly packed people together, high population density. And you're going to answer those questions. What are some benefits of living closer together? Perhaps you might say it is easier to create different and or diverse communities. You're going to answer those questions. You're going to take a look down here and see these pictures that are asking what are problems of urbanization. And again, using those complete and complex sentences, you're going to give me 3 problems that you might see with overpopulation in this area. That is a direct problem of urbanization, overpopulation. Perhaps too many homes cause people to live in unsanitary conditions. This can lead to civil unrest. It can also lead to unsafe living conditions through poor construction and safety standards. 3 complete and complex sentences that describe what is wrong with each picture. That's what you're going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen. There are only 4 pictures. You now have something that you can use as an example if you're watching along. This is what we'll be talking about in class today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't forget you can always come up and send me a message in Schoology. You can also always send me an email. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day and a most wonderful weekend. Mr. Quinton.